So a huge set of leaks dropped last night in regards to the PlayStation Vita 2, PSP 3, and the PlayStation 6 when it comes to price, launch time, specs, and features, etc. We're going to go over all of that. And Sony confirms new projects ahead. Those are the stories we're going to cover today. And if you could hit that like button on the video, thank you to those that do it. And as always, it's very much appreciated. First, yes or no, are you getting Battlefield 6 or not? This has no relation to today's video, but the reveal and the hype yesterday was a lot of fun to see from everybody, but I'm curious what you guys here think. So comment below yes or no if you're getting Battlefield 6 or not. Let me know down in the comments below. Now, diving into the first story of the video, Sony confirms new projects. Reading from Insider Gaming, Sony held a press conference on the eve of China Joy 2025 in Beijing today where it revealed the next wave of its China Hero project. Throughout the presentation, it announced that it will be financing third-person shooter Exile Edge and character action game Daba Land of Water Scar. It also revealed strategic alliances with Virtuos, the developer of remake Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, and RichTab. While it wasn't explicitly mentioned during the presentation, it's likely that all of the above projects will be PS5 console exclusives, considering the platform holder is investing in them. It also financed the upcoming Lost Soul Aside, which is due out next month, or this month since we're in August now, on PlayStation 5 and PC. So this is great news because this means obviously more games for us, more developers getting support, and this program is already a program that produced one of my favorite games this generation with Fist Forged in Shadow Torch, and later this month we're getting Lost Soul Aside as mentioned in the article, which is a game I've been following for years, so hopefully that turns out well. Beyond that, I'm really curious about this partnership with Virtuos, considering their work on the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, the Batman remasters, etc. I'm wondering, and maybe a little bit coping here, but could this partnership lead to remakes of Sony's own games? We'll see. And if you're enjoying the video so far, hit that subscribe button and join our growing community on our way to 150,000 subscribers. And now diving into the final story of the video, a huge set of leaks dropped last night in regards to the PlayStation Vita 2/PSP 3 and the PlayStation 6 when it comes to price, launch time, specs, and features, etc. We're going to talk about that here. So this was insane. I was about to go to sleep last night and my man here, Moore's Law is Dead, drops a whole set of new leaks on the PlayStation 6 and next PlayStation handheld. He does note that this information is from 2023 and some things here could change, but most likely this is what Sony has set for themselves when it comes to the next generation of their devices. So let's first talk about the PlayStation 6. Reading from Twisted Voxel, and I'm mixing my own thoughts here as well. The proposed specs for the PlayStation 6 based on the alleged AMD presentation. Spec summary via Reset Era member Modus. So this is somebody on Reset Era who took what Moore's Law is Dead stated and summarized it in their own way, but I added my own stuff here as well. So let's go over the first thing. 160 watts for total board power, which means it is anticipated to use less power than a base PlayStation 5, which uses over 200 watts. Very efficient here. CPU is the same amount of cores as the base PlayStation 5, but 4 generations ahead of the base PlayStation 5, going from obviously Zen 2 to Zen 6, which is a big jump from my understanding. GPU uses less compute units than a PlayStation 5 Pro at 40 to 48 RDNA CUs, clocked at almost 50% faster than the Pro, so even faster than the base PlayStation 5. Each compute unit will be much more efficient than what we have obviously in the PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 5 Pro, since this is going to be RDNA 5, much more efficient. The memory has a lower bit bus, but very, very fast GDDR7 memory running at 32 gigatransfers, while the PS5 uses GDDR6 at 16 gigatransfers. So we thought the PlayStation 5 is fast. The PlayStation 6 is, I guess, apparently blazing fast. In terms of performance estimates, it stated that it will be 3 times that of the PlayStation 5 in rasterization, which is how fast 3D objects become pixels. So it's a part of how fast information can be made into pixels, then into the final frame you see on the screen. So it's 3 times faster than the base PlayStation 5. Moore's Law is Dead expects ray tracing performance to be 6 to 10 times faster than the PlayStation 5. So take that in. The PlayStation 5 Pro was was expected to be 2 to 3 times faster in ray tracing performance over base PlayStation 5, so this is a significant jump in terms of ray tracing capabilities, which hopefully means path tracing is going to be a thing on the PlayStation 6. If you haven't seen path tracing, just look it up on YouTube. You'll see it's very impressive stuff. Sony's also potentially using a chiplet design, meaning the CPU and GPU are manufactured on separate chiplets and connected via a special bridge. AMD tried to convince Sony to use a mostly off-the-shelf desktop GPU for the console chiplet, which seems to be what Microsoft are doing with their console, presumably so AMD can unify production lines and save manufacturing costs. He wasn't able to confirm so far whether Sony really are using said chip or not. Because the specifications are overall conservative, he believes Sony can keep the same price of $499 for this console, though safe to assume that that will be the digital model. So I will add, he said $499 or $599, and I was wondering myself if the Sony would go to $599 or $699 even for the PlayStation 6, which is of course still a possibility. But my goodness, if Sony manages to make this console cost $499, that will hit the market hard. The PlayStation 5 Pro, I assume, will be discontinued when this thing launches, like the PS4 Pro pretty much was. Overall, this is a much more powerful console, and AI will play a big role here as well. Even Moore's Law is Dead mentions this in the video. So raw specs, even though they look good, don't represent the full potential of this console. Now, what about the handheld? Reading from Twisted Voxel, again with my own thoughts as well, the handheld is expected to have a monolithic chip design, which is unlike the PlayStation 6. There's only going to be one chip manufactured here instead of a CPU chip and a GPU chip, and those are connected. This is one overall chip. He states that it has a USB port with output capabilities, meaning they can release a dock for it to be similar to the Switch if they wanted to, or you could just take a HDMI cable, I assume, and just connect it to your TV, which is a big feature, I would assume, to a lot of people who maybe just want to buy this handheld and just play with this thing. It's set to have a micro SD slot, a M2 SSD slot, haptic vibrations like the PlayStation 5, dual mics, and a touch screen as well. It seems to operate on roughly the same time frame as the main PlayStation 6, so they may have this thing launched simultaneously with the PlayStation 6, or the handheld could release just slightly a bit later. He states it'll use 15 watt power for its chip, meaning it uses power in line with the Switch consoles and can probably keep a reasonable size. This is a big part because it means the handheld won't need to be a mammoth device that we've seen with recent PC handheld devices. It will most likely look like a proper handheld, like the Switch 2 does, a slim, clean design. So for the CPU side, it's only 4 Zen 6 compact cores. For the GPU side, it's 12 to 20 compute units RDNA 5 at 1.6 to 2.0 gigahertz. It will have a 128-bit bus with LPDDR5X memory. The expected performance is set to be half of the PlayStation 5, which aligns closely with what's expected of the upcoming low power mode on the PlayStation 5. So that low power mode will reduce the amount of power you need to run games on the PlayStation 5, and that's the mode that's expected to be used on this new handheld to run PlayStation 5 games. He expects it to have better ray tracing capabilities over the base PlayStation 5, so half the performance of the PlayStation 5, but better ray tracing capabilities. It's expected to perform better than the Xbox Ally X, which launches later this year, but it's not some massively performant handheld, not some crazy beast device. Moore's Law is Dead thinks with these specs it could be even cheaper than the PlayStation 6 and compete directly on Switch 2's pricing territory at higher performance. So just to add again, these specs could change since this was the plan in 2023, but this handheld looks set to potentially be powerful enough to run PlayStation 5 games on low power mode and be more powerful than the Switch 2 and the Xbox Ally X at a better price than both of them, essentially, for what you're getting. He puts the price at competing with the Switch 2, which could put it at $400 to $500. So a PlayStation 6 at $500 to $600 and a handheld at $400 to $500. This could be a very interesting generation with those prices, because now people could just decide, I'll get the handheld, and that's all they need. or get both potentially for less than $1,000, which is wild. And imagine if Sony does a holiday bundle with the PlayStation 6 and the handheld together like they did, I believe, with the PS4 and the Vita. That would be a wild holiday bundle. We'll see how this goes and how things potentially change, but you guys let me know if you're getting the PlayStation 6 or the handheld or both. Let me know down in the comments below, and if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button, as it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and overall harass the comment section with "Bring on the next gen." It's pretty much, self-explanatory. If you're excited for the PlayStation handheld and the PlayStation 6, destroy the comment section with "Bring on the next gen," and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.